Good morning, this is Shelby Law with the Great Basin Fire Potential Briefing for Friday, October 30th, 2020. Not too much to cover in terms of fire potential impacts for the next couple of days. For today, mostly we're just experiencing some winds up north and dipping into northern Nevada. Today I had a little cold front that moves in for Saturday, bringing some cooler temperatures to the area with the coldest temperatures up north. Winds really died down after today. And by Sunday, no significant impacts are expected, and into the first of next week, we'll continue to see warmer temperatures return to the area. Surface smoke forecast for this morning and this afternoon is shown here. We do have a little bit of smoke in place over Idaho, with some fires, especially further north, and then also in California, although that smoke shouldn't be coming into the Great Basin from California today, as we're seeing that little cold front move through. Precipitation and lightning for the past 24 hours is shown here, and we didn't have anything to report. A few initial attack fires in the last 24 hours are shown here, Idaho, Nevada, and southern Utah. ERCs have come down quite a bit in the past week or so, even across Utah, as we had some precipitation move through the area. The warm, dry pattern that will be coming up, the generally warm, dry pattern that's continuing, will allow ERCs to remain definitely elevated for the time of year. This morning's satellite imagery is showing that little cold front moving through Idaho this morning, bringing some precipitation to the northern Idaho mountains there, with the gusty winds out ahead of it in southern Idaho and northern Nevada and northern Utah, with warmer conditions and drier conditions over Utah and Nevada. So we can see that little cold front moving through this afternoon, with some precip expected to just the mountains of central Idaho, dry across Nevada and Utah. We don't have any high risk issued for that event, as fire danger is quite a bit lower up north. Closer look at those winds, showing the highest winds are coming to the central Idaho mountains, but some elevated wind gusts, 25 to 30 miles an hour across southwest Idaho and northern Nevada, and into southeast Idaho as well. Relative humidities are still pretty dry over most of Nevada, in the single digits across the south there, with higher values further north and east. By Saturday, the ridge begins to build back in after that little cold front moves through, for warming temperatures, really starting Saturday into Sunday. Winds lighten up for Saturday as that ridge moves in. Some slightly cooler temperatures across the north behind that little cool front, but will begin to warm up later into Saturday and then again on Sunday. Sunday, that ridge continues to build into the western U.S. and a little bit more overhead right over the Great Basin, so we'll see temperatures rising. Continued light winds. Temperatures back up into the mid to upper 60s and even the 70s for much of Nevada. 3-day precip totals really just showing a little bit of precip moving through the northern Idaho mountains here this afternoon. On Monday, the ridge remains the general weather pattern, with a little bit of moisture possibly coming up from the southwest into the far southern tip of the Great Basin. And on Tuesday, it looks like that moisture, a little bit more moisture, comes up in and moves into southern and southeast Utah. There's another trough looking to move into the Pacific Northwest, bringing some moisture there further north. And by Wednesday, it looks like a return of dry pattern, drier air, especially to Nevada and returning to Utah. And then continued dryness on Thursday, with a long wave trough to the north over the Pacific Northwest and the northern Rockies, possibly bringing some precipitation to them, but it looks like we stay on the dry side. So the 7-day totals of precip just continuing to show some precipitation coming to the central Idaho mountains, both in the short term and then next week, as Idaho remains on the periphery of that long wave trough, bringing more precipitation to the Pacific Northwest and northern Rockies. extended forecast for the second week of November, November 6th through the 12th, is calling for below normal temperatures across the north. That includes Idaho and northern Nevada, northern Utah. Even the whole Great Basin could see slightly below normal temperatures heading into the second week of November, and a possible chance for above normal precipitation over many parts of the Great Basin. So a pretty promising forecast heading into the middle of November. This concludes today's fire potential briefing. Please check back next week for our next update.